Hi, in this video we're going to talk about one of the main problems that Spanish speakers have when learning English pronunciation, which is learning to produce many consonants together. Spanish is a language that has a quite simple syllable structure. That means that we don't tend to have many consonants together, and actually when we do, depending on the accent, we're going to deal with that in different ways, and most likely we're going to simplify that consonant group and maybe reduce two consonants to just one consonant. But in English we can't do that. So the problem is mainly in final position, when we have many consonants in final position. Because in Spanish you can only have one consonant at the end of the word, and actually not all the consonants, just a few. For example, you have words with ja as in reloj, the N as in pan, the L as in sol, D as in comed, Th as in audaz, S as in vas, and R as in por. Right? But you can't really have many other consonants at the end of the word. English can have many consonants at the end of the word, and so different types of consonants at the end of the word and a bigger quantity of consonants. You can have up to 4 consonants at the end of the word. So examples of words that end in 2 consonants would be ant, lunch, watched, and lapse. So here, most of these words may not be a problem, but for example, watched has a combination that is quite challenging for us. Watched, so you have ch and t. Now you can have words that end in 3 consonants, as in, for example, text and against and prompt and tenths. So things are becoming quite tricky, aren't they? And finally, you have words that end in 4 consonants, as in glimpsed, contexts, and sixths. Right? Right, so it's true that in this case, when you have 4 consonants in final position, even English speakers will simplify these consonant clusters. But when we learn English as a second language, we need to make an extra effort to be able to pronounce all the consonants that we encounter in a word and not simplify them. When we find many consonants in the middle of a word, it may be a bit tricky as well. For example, in words like abstract, yes, there are many consonants there, expression, upstream, and exquisite. And also not within one word, but across word boundaries. So in the middle of 2 words, when you put 2 words together and then the consonants on both sides come together, you have to pronounce them together, yes? So cough medicine, present simple, and lunch break, and television screen. So what we end up doing, for example, is to say present simple without the T. That's very common. Yeah, I hear that very often. So you have to make an extra effort to pronounce all the consonants. So I'm going to repeat these words again and you can repeat after me. Are you ready? Abstract, expression, upstream, exquisite, cough medicine, present simple, present simple, lunch break, television screen, and be careful not to say television is screen, right? Don't say that. So you put the S at the end of the first word, television's screen, right? Good. In this sense, we need to pay special attention to words that start with an S followed by another consonant, or maybe even 2 consonants. So for example, scared, spray, score, stay, and spring. So we shouldn't produce an extra vowel as in spring or spray, yeah? Especially when these words are next to another word that ends in a consonant. So for example, this snake instead of this snake. Yes, I speak Spanish instead of I speak Spanish, right? So again, you have to imagine that the S belongs to the previous word. You have more practice about this in Unit 4, yes? You will find some worksheets and practical videos and explanations that will help you with this. Right, so let's practice with a few words. You can repeat after me and make sure that you pronounce every single consonant that you have to pronounce, okay? Let's go for it. Expression. Expression. Excruciating. Excruciating. Translation. Translation. Prompts. Prompts. Elapsed. Elapsed. Changed. Changed. Accents. Accents. Laughed. Laughed. Diamonds. Diamonds. Very good. Now let's practice some words within a sentence. You can repeat after me. He hates wasps and snakes. Make sure that you don't say and they're snakes, yeah? He hates wasps and snakes. Wasps and snakes. The only distinctively professional school in the city. The only distinctively professional school in the city. He was unprepared for the experience. He was unprepared for the experience. The word embarrassed is a false friend. The word embarrassed is a false friend. She worked in the language laboratory. She worked in the language laboratory. He went crazy and left. He went crazy and left. 9/10 of the men in the Russian army came from Poland. 9/10 of the men in the Russian army came from Poland. Very good. And now let's practice with a text. Be careful to pronounce all the consonants that you encounter, even those that come together when you join words together. Okay? Let's go for it. The spider went away feeling very upset because she had particularly wanted to spend some time with her friend. To spend, not to expend. To spend some time with her friend. Next morning, the spider woke up feeling restless. It was a sunny spring day and he didn't care to do any work. Then he remembered his words to the robin and realized how unfair he had been. So he decided to throw a party and started working on it straight away. Okay, good. So you can repeat this text and you can go back as well and repeat the words and sentences that we just practiced with. I'll see you in another video.